Hey, Alan here for Old English Outfitters. I thought everybody knew about Ruger 22 semi-automatic pistols, the Mark line. Started with the Mark I way back when, right? Ruger's first real pistol, thing that actually put them on the map. Sold back in the day for $37.50. Amazing, right? Not everybody knew about those. The other day I was talking to somebody here in the shop, and they actually did not know about the newest generation of those pistols, the Mark IV. That pistol, the Mark series, has gone through the Mark I, Mark II, Mark III series. Now we have the Mark IV. The Mark IV is particularly notable because they solved one of the issues that always existed with the others, and that was difficult disassembly and particularly difficult reassembly. It was one of those things that occasionally you had to just send the darn thing back to Ruger to get it put back together. They were very hard to take apart. They were even harder to put back together until you got them to the point where they'd been used and used and used and used enough that things started to smooth out. Well, the Mark IV solved that. Now, if you're familiar with Ruger's series of this pistol at all, you know there are really two kinds, right? There's the basic Mark series, which has a metal frame and a grip angle that's very much reminiscent of the old German Luger, a very raked grip angle. Then there's the 2245 series, which is what this one's based on. The 2245 series always had, and still does, have a polymer frame and a grip angle that's like a Colt 1911 45. Okay? So you can have one or two grip angles depending on which one you want. The interesting thing about the Mark IV frame, the 2245 frame, doesn't matter whether it's marked, I think it came out with the Mark IIIs maybe, but it doesn't matter what Mark series it is, that frame has that same grip angle. Now, an innovation they came out with the Mark IIIs with a few years ago before they went up to the Mark IVs was they started putting replaceable grip panels on it, and this one has that. A lot of 1911 standard grip panels will fit this. Now, you might have to make a couple little minor adjustments here and there for controls, but in general, other 1911 grip panels will fit this. These are actually removable. The originals, they weren't. The originals on the 2245s, they were all molded in. These are actually removable, these grip panels. This one has nice black rubber grip panels, both sides. So this is the 2245 series, Mark IV, and this is the Lite. So they make these things in a variety of barrel lengths, right? They make them in the standard, I think it's a 4 and change barrel, and then a 6-inch barrel that's tapered. They make those. They make the 5.5-inch bull barrel, which has always been well respected as being a very accurate platform. And then we have this. We have the Lite series. The Lite series has an alloy upper, and this one, as you can see, is cut out here. We have a thin barrel sleeve inside, so all this produces a little capability for airflow, right? And we have a threaded front end, so this is suppressor ready. Very easy to put a suppressor on. The Lite series on this one, all the Mark IVs, unless it's one of the standard types like the tapered barrel ones, they have adjustable rear sight, and we have a nice blade front sight. It's not colored. It's just simply black blades intended for target shooting, bullseye target shooting, right? Ruger does sell fiber optics. You can't get other options for this. But this one also has this nice Picatinny type rail right on top of the receiver here. So you could put a small low profile red dot on here. Like, for example, maybe a Vortex Venom. That's a small light sight. Would work really well on a pistol like this. The whole Mark series has the lower receiver, the upper receiver, and the bolt which travels inside. So when you charge this pistol, you get a hold of the ears on the back of the bolt handle and you just pull it back. So you have a bolt that travels inside the receiver, not really a slide like a lot of other semi-auto pistols do. This one has very nice checkering on the back strap, very nice checkering on the front strap. It's a 22, so you don't have significant recoil. Sits really good. These things are always good shooters, and this one was no different. We shot it this morning. We put, I don't know, a few rounds to it. I don't know how many exactly, but fun, accurate, the usual thing that you find with these. Now, nothing really remarkable about that. Now, the Mark IV part of this. We have an ambidextrous thumb safety. Some of the earlier Marks had a button that you slid up and down. This actually has a levered thumb safety. So it works really well if you're right or left-handed. for whichever shooting hand. Now, if you don't like that, having an ambidextrous safety, you can take the offside piece off, and there's a little piece that comes with the gun that you can just take this off and replace that so that that lever is not there. So if you didn't want it, you could take it off. Earlier marks had different configurations of slide release. This one has a very nice lever right there. Sticks up quite good. It's very easy to use. Right there. It's very easy to get a hold of. Works really well to close the bolt. The Mark IV did away with all the problems that folks had with the earlier marks as far as being able to take them apart. So if you want to take this thing down, and this was one of the amazing things that the fellow I was talking to the other day who didn't know about these. He knew a little bit about the older ones, but he didn't realize how much they had advanced and how easy these were to take apart and maintain, because they really are pretty easy. So before we take apart anything, what do we do? What do we do? Everyone say, what do? We make sure it's empty and safe, right? Yeah. Semi-automatic pistol, first thing, take the magazine out. Second thing, make sure the chamber's empty. Look in there, okay? Make sure everything's clear. From here with these, what you're going to do is close the bolt, engage the safety, make sure the safety's on, and then there's a little button right here at the back of the lower receiver. If you push that button, it releases this and lets that just, whole top end just pops off. On the older ones, sometimes you had to hammer it off. It actually slid off the front. Here it just pivots and comes right off. Pretty cool. So there's your lower receiver. From here, taking the bolt out is extremely difficult. You just pull it out. There's nothing else to do. You just pull the bolt out. There you go. That's as far as you ever need to go to take this thing down and maintain it. You got the upper receiver, you got the lower receiver, and you got the bolt. You can get to everything, clean it, maintain it, do what you need to do. The older series guns were difficult to put back together. You had a latch in the back, and you had to monkey with the piece to get it up in there and get it latched in where it belonged. With this one, you put the bolt back in, and again, this applies to any of the Mark IV series, whether it's metal frame, polymer frame, doesn't matter, they all work the same. You got a notch right up here that mates to a pin right there. Just kind of slide that back in there. And then this notch right here will go up into the top of the thing, and you just push everything down, it latches right back in place. I mean, this is amazing compared to the way the old ones were, right? Really easy. All the Mark pistols, whether they're the metal frame ones or the 2245s, the polymer frames, come with two mags. They are not interchangeable. The 2245 has a different base plate on it. It's a different magazine. It doesn't work with the metal frame ones. The metal frame ones won't work with this. They do all share the button on the side to pull the follower down, which makes them easier to load. They are 10-round capacity. I'm not aware of a higher capacity for these guns. 10 rounds is what you get. You get 2 mags with the gun, and of course you can always get more from Ruger. They're metal mags. They're pretty sturdy. Don't abuse them, maintain them. They hold up pretty well. This piece on the bottom is a sturdy piece of plastic, but it's pretty sturdy. It holds up good. You want a nice 22 pistol to shoot and enjoy. You don't want a real heavy one, the Lite. You want one that's got a heavier profile barrel. The other versions are great. They shoot good. They're reliable. Work with a wide range of ammunition, typically. A little bit of lube's all you need to do, and you're away you go. You're ready to go. You can put a sight up there. You can call that optics ready, I guess. You can put a sight up there. It's got a great set of adjustable iron sights as it is. Super comfortable to shoot. You like 45s, you like 1911 types, there you go. You got that grip. You like a more rakish grip, go to the metal frame. So it's a really good platform. One of the easiest pistols currently went from one of the more difficult pistols to take apart and maintain to one of the easier pistols to take apart and maintain. So kudos to Ruger for the Mark IV. Been around for a little while. It's not really a new product, but it's always been a popular one, and we highly recommend it if you're looking for something like this. Okay, that's what we have for right now. Till next time, I'm Alan for Old English Outfitters. Thanks for watching.